Hi everybody. So I've managed to do the most difficult thing, which is what I like to call AIS, ass in seat. Managed to show up to sit. This is the gold star, arriving for practice. We're all so busy. To make it to the seat is a huge accomplishment, and it's important that we celebrate at least the physical arrival. Now, to weave in Mary Poppins to this, the sit goes better. It's more enjoyable when it's comfortable and sweet. So I want to take some time to explore what makes a comfortable seat. Number one, my hips are above my knees and my ankles. Sitting on the ground, for most people, particularly who have generations that didn't sit on the ground, like in the West, we have great-grandparents that sat on chairs, great-great-grandparents that sat on chairs. We weren't sitting on the floor. So our knees are built differently. Elevating the hips makes sure a few things. Number one, the ankles aren't twisted and the veins that provide blood flow to the rest of the legs aren't cut off. So that's number one. It also keeps the knees happy and not overextended on the outside and over compressed on the inside. The hips won't bark and the lower back will also be happy if we're elevated. So as you can see, I've got a seat that's sloped from up to down. So I'm kind of sitting uphill. And for my body, I need a little bit more. This seat also has a place for the heels, which we'll get to in a second. The heels can come in like this, one in front of the other, which is called Siddhasana. They can come crisscross applesauce, Sukhasana, like that, if that's more comfortable. And there's all other kinds of variations. I personally like one foot on the other because it gives more of a sense of grounding into the earth. Speaking of which, the seat. When we sit down, it's good to pull back on the flesh, remove the glutes, and then feel in with your fingers to the bones, the ischial tuberosities. So that as you move the flesh back and sit down, you're delivering your skeleton like into the bedrock of the earth, like the connection. My hips are above my knees are above my ankles. Super comfortable. So there are many different ways of being comfortable in a seat. This is one of my favorite ones, using a block and setting up in a kneeling position. So I put the block between my ankles, and then blocks are great because you can put them in different levels. Usually medium or low is good. I'll choose medium now. Again, you grab the seat, pull it back, and feel the bones connect in. For the knees here, you want to pull up the flesh of the front of the knee so there's nothing caught. If you want to go a step further, I've taken my socks, which are reasonably clean, and you roll them up. And while you're in this position, you can kind of stuff the socks behind your knees, like so, and then sit back. It's a little intense at first, but you find it creates this really nice sense of openness behind. Again, you pull the flesh back. So the lumbar spine is natural. It's drawing in. Holding the forearms behind allows your floating ribs, kidneys, and adrenals to feel held and supported. The shoulders can come back, and the head is balanced over the seat. And then from there, hands can be in the lap, as you like. This is called Vajrasana. So this is probably my favorite position. The Buddha taught there are 4 classical positions for meditation. Sitting, which you've covered a few variations. Standing, going to cross the street, you could have a meditation, one breath, I'm aware I'm breathing out, one breath. I'm aware I'm breathing in, and that's meditation. Walking, and then lying down. One of my favorite teachers, Alan Wallace, calls this the infirmary. And for the pace of modern life and all the shit we put up with, lying down is good medicine, particularly if your nervous system is consistently upregulated, meaning anxious. So what have we got here? I've got my favorite surfaces, things that feel very good and soft to the skin, because the seat is all about the earth element. The earth element is all about gravity, textures, contact, release, exhaling, body weight. So for Shavasana, corpse pose, I've taken a small body pillow and I put it underneath my hamstrings. This will let my hip flexors relax and my lower back relax. I like my feet covered so the monsters don't get them. And also the first point of connection to the ground usually is the soles. So now, even like wrapping the feet, kind of mummifying them, helps to give a sense of protection. And since the entire back of my body is going to be against the ground, not just the soles of my feet like when I'm standing, I'm going to cover myself so that as the body temperature drops, particularly around the midriff, I'm covered. My upper back is supported, so it's heart opening. And I don't like light coming through my eyelids, so a blindfold is quite nice. It's something that you like the texture of, the smell of. The palms face up, and you can settle in just like your dogs and cats. When they lie down, they don't just lie down, they kind of wiggle a bit so that the heavy bits feel the ground. The heels, the sacrum, the backs of your wrists, the shoulder blades, and the base of your skull.